It could be in this very room. It could be you. It could be me. It could even be... Whoa, whoa, whoa! What?
Alright, before we get started with talking about the channel in relation with 2020, I think it's best fitting that we talk about the year itself before we talk about everything that's been happening with the Media channel during 2020. This year alone has been tough. It's been tough for everyone. And I'm definitely certain that nobody was ever expecting the year to turn out the way it was. But hopefully, whatever has happened during this year will not be repeating any other year. And if I can paraphrase something from Categories here, if this is considered to be the worst year that people have, then the worst is over, and it can only get better from here. Now, the one thing I just want to say before we talk about my channel is, in relation with the year, probably the biggest thing that people need right now is laughter and cheer. And I am glad to see that my videos, to an extent, have helped some people in being able to find that. There's nothing that makes me happy than being able to look through my comments and finding people who have clicked on my videos saying how they enjoyed it, how it made them laugh, and how they were glad to watch them. Because, you know, with everything that's going on with this year, I, honest to God, believe that laughter and being happy is probably something that a lot of people need. You know, I feel that being able to help people express these various emotions is, I think, very important right now. I know from my perspective, I used to do that a lot with Filthy Frank. I remember, like, the bad days I used to have, I would go home, watch a Filthy Frank video, and just laugh, because it was kind of like the one channel out there that used to bring me a lot of good joy. And I'm honored to see that my videos have been doing the same for others. And I obviously wouldn't be able to be in that position, though, if it wasn't for the same people. You know, this channel has over 100,000 subscribers. It's verified. And I would not have achieved any of that if it wasn't for all of you watching this video right now. And I thank each and every one of you right now. It is wonderful to be where this channel is at the moment. And with everything that happened at the beginning of the year to the end of this year, I am in a very happy place. And I'm glad to see that my videos have brought smiles to various people around the world. Thank you. Now, I think looking back from the beginning of this year to what's happened now, it's best to kind of say that the first couple of months for the Media channel, and this is in relation with my second channel as well, it did not go well in the beginning. If you don't remember, basically the update that I did at the end of 2019 was that I wanted to start diversifying the content that I was making on my main channel. And how I wanted to approach it was an A-B structure, which was basically, you get one video that's TF2, one video that isn't TF2. Unfortunately, it seems that the way that people were perceiving this was on the same line as like a heart monitor. When I uploaded TF2 videos, the channel was going good. But when I uploaded a non-TF2 video, people were just unsubscribing. It was just straight up unsubscribing, because it just seemed that the message alone for the type of content that I was making was possibly not established to these individuals. I did this for 2 months before I stopped. In January, I had 88.2 thousand subs. And in March, when I stopped it for 2 months, I had 88.2 thousand subs. The channel went nowhere. And I just want to also establish that, you know, what the channel has accomplished now, if I kept going through this A-B structure, it would not reach what it has reached now. The 100,000 subs, the verification tick, the silver play button, I would have nothing. I don't even believe that this channel would have even reached 90,000 subs. Now, I know it seems very heartbreaking for this to happen, but I think the one thing that I ended up doing with myself in this position was saying to myself, okay, if it ain't gonna work like this, how could I try and adapt it? How could I do the same accomplishment, but do it in a different way? And that's when the second channel comes up. You know, a lot of people tend to mention this from time to time now, recently. You know, when are you going to start playing more than just TF2? Or when are you going to start playing games that aren't related with TF2? And the answer is, on the main channel, I can't. From what I have learnt and seen for the actions from the beginning of this year, is if I attempt to try and diversify my content on this channel, it will not work. I gave it a lot of time, and it seems that the audience just cares more about TF2 content rather than anything else. So what I've decided to do was just simply take all the non-TF2 content that I wanted to make and just upload it to a new channel. That channel is MediX Plays, which for a long time, I did not know what to do with it. I didn't know if it was like a behind the scenes, or alternate videos, or something else in particular, but then, you know, then this all happened, and I realized, well, I could just take all the content on the main channel that I wanted to actually upload, and upload it to the second channel. And, in my honest opinion, is it what I was expecting? Well, no. But it's way better than I could ever have imagined, because the worst case scenario would have been I upload it to the main channel, doesn't work, and I would not have figured this, and I would just have to scrap the whole thing, because I had a lot of videos planned, which unfortunately never came to action because of this whole ordeal with the main channel. But I guess looking back at everything, you know, I could go on a tangent and rant about this, how it's unfair, you know, and just bring up all the examples of people like Pyro Joe, who tried to diversify his content with the Fortnite videos and how it was really unfair for him, but I think it's just best to save that for a future video if my mind keeps boggling up with these with these thoughts about the whole thing. Because from what I've accomplished now with my channels, I'm happy the way it is, because most importantly, I have been able to break the barrier being able to play any game I want. Because when I now record videos, I don't have to focus on one particular thing. I can now do anything in particular that I want to actually do. And the only difference is that it's just uploaded to a second channel. So, you know, to all the people who are still interested in seeing that type of content, go to the second channel. Go, like, it's literally the same type of videos that you would expect on the main channel, it's just on a different channel. The only difference is that the second channel doesn't have, like, a schedule. I don't, like, try to prioritize videos on that channel. I only upload when I want to. And this is important for me because on the second channel, I'm not trying to devote this to become big. If it becomes big, it's going to come naturally, because if I have the perspective of uploading what I want, when I want, as much as I want, then the people who visit the account will go, okay, this is like a variety channel. He doesn't just upload one game, he uploads many different games. And I guess from the perspective of the people who watch my content is, if you're only interested in TF2, you can stick with one channel. If you're interested in seeing more than just TF2, you've now got 2 channels worth of content. I think one of the most interesting things about my views on the videos that I want to make on the main channel, I'm not really as restricted as you might think. I see a lot of people debate the fact that TF2 has no content. And apparently there is a lot of video ideas that can be made on TF2, and to that I agree with. However, I do not believe that that statistic is only prioritized with the actual game itself. Like, I believe that TF2 can be applied to a lot of different games in the terms of customization, workshop, mods, and just, just a little bit here and a little bit there, and you can mod a game to be completely different and related within the aspects of TF2. But then you have individuals out there who only play the TF2 game itself, and that game alone doesn't have a lot to kind of work with. The only way that you could still make videos with TF2 is if you take every tiny little thing and make a video out of that. It's basically taking the scraps that you thought could be an idea, but you end up saying to yourself that, oh, it's now a great idea because it's the only type of idea that the audience would want to watch. And I don't want to jump into that field where, you're making videos that feel like you're more at gunpoint rather than you actually wanted to make the videos. And I'm glad to see that, working with mods and all these different types of games, I really aren't that restricted with what I do. And this factor is applied to, so many games with a lot to do in it. You've got GTA San Andreas and Online, Gary's Mod. You've got games like Poker Night at the Inventory, which I would like to revisit. There's Fall Guys. There's all the TF2 mods like Open Fortress and the TF2 Classic. There was Paladins, Payday 2, Spyro the Dragon, which I still can't believe that there's a texture mod that you could apply with that game. And just so much more. And there's way more games that I can now play on the main channel as well. Like, here's the thing. If you think that the videos that I have made now are the only TF2 related videos that I could ever make, it doesn't stop there. There's a lot more that I can do. A lot more. And I think the best part about this is seeing that these videos do work. People do love watching those videos as much as, like, a TF2 video. And how could I not mention the parody album that I also released this year as well? In one way, I'm kind of relieved that it's finally been accomplished, but at the same time, I'm very proud on the devotion I had with the album and completing it. And it makes me very happy to see that, there are a lot of people out there who enjoyed the album, who actually listened to it, who experienced a lot of joy with it. And I'm very happy to see that this side project that I've been devoted myself with and focusing on has been cherished and liked by a large amount of people. And thank you very much to everyone who has either listened to the album and has wrote positive things about the album as well. It's wonderful to see that, people clearly do enjoy listening to this type of material. And it makes me very happy because I have plans on wanting to do more with the whole parody song thing. And so it brings me joy that I don't have to kind of shift this to the second account as well, that I can actually continue doing this knowing that people will enjoy it and that people will listen to it. And I think that's wonderful. It's amazing. I couldn't ask for anything more that I ever wanted from this, honestly. So when you kind of look at this whole year, 2020 started with it being shit. I'm not talking about the year, I'm talking about my channel. It started it being very, very bad. And I thought it was going to keep going that way and it wouldn't escalate any better. But then it ended the year on such a massive positive note. And I'm very glad that I can finally say that things are going the way I want it to go. I don't have to worry about what videos I can make. I don't have to worry about when I can upload them. I don't have to worry about being restricted. I don't have to worry about, creative-wise. And most importantly, is that with the second channel as well, it allows me to have that break that you would want from making TF2 content. Because, you can't just play TF2 all the time. You get bored. You go insane. So with the stuff like the second channel going into every future year, I don't have to worry about, like, burning myself out anymore, because I can literally say, okay, I don't feel like doing TF2, I'll record something else. And I can upload it to a second channel, which will be able to work. And I could still upload it to YouTube and advertise it as a normal everyday video. Now, in relation with all of this, and the album itself, the second album, what's happening in 2021? What are my plans? What do I want to do for my channel? Honestly, I want to keep doing the same thing I'm doing now. I found my mark, I know exactly what I want to keep doing. I'm just gonna continue with it and see what happens. It's just kind of looking at the perspective of TF2 and seeing how much more I can do with the subject matter. But while saying that, there is one additional thing I do want to mention. I think to summarize 2021 for me, I call it cleanup duty. And the reason why I say this is because I have a lot of videos on my computer that are still there, that I haven't worked on, I haven't edited, and they've just been resting there for years. I'm not joking. These are videos that I've made, like not just the main channel, the second channel as well. I've made videos, and I have not found the time to work on them. I think the oldest, recording that I've got, that I've still got to turn into a video, is nearly 2 years old. 2 years! There is a Crash Bandicoot 2 recording that is nearly 2 years old, and I haven't worked on it. It's so old, the video of the capture footage is the old format I used to record my videos in. So, what I want to kind of prioritize with myself is, if I have a video that needs to be made, I want to make it and just get it over and done with, because I am sick of having these recordings recorded, but they haven't been worked and turned into a video. I want to finally break that barrier and finally clean out my computer and all of these files. So, I think, depending on how much is left over, I kind of have to balance between recording content and working on existing content. Like, I know with the second channel, I'm not going to record anything until all the stuff I've already recorded is uploaded. The main channel is good. There's only like one video in particular, and believe it or not, a bunch of TF2 parody songs, which I haven't really worked on for a while. So, 2021 is basically just continue what I'm already doing now, while finding the recording files on my computer and turning them into videos. In relation with that, by the end of 2021, all of them should be done, along with all the parody songs that I haven't published yet on my channel. And by near the end of 2021 to 2022, I'm going to be focusing on the second album. So what I want to kind of do in between with 2021, I want to start writing lyrics. So by 2022, I can start recording these parody songs. I already know who is going to be on the second parody album, meaning the songs that are parodies about these particular individuals. That's already been organized, but I don't want to announce who they are, as I did with my first one, until I'm around recording them. So that way there isn't this big, large amount of distance between the two. And that concludes the end of year update. I've basically talked about everything that I want to do. And who knows how big this channel will become by the end of 2021. You never know. You never know. So, without further ado, I hope everyone watching this had a Merry Christmas. And I hope that you all have a happier New Year in comparison to whatever the hell 2020 was supposed to be. So without being said, here's to the next year of content on my channels. All the links to them will be in the description of this video, so make sure you do check them out. Thank you again for watching, thank you again for everything, and I'll see you all in 2021. Bye everyone.